What's up, guys? UFC 320 wrapped up about 12 hours ago. I think this is hands down the best main card we've had all year. 311 was good. We had some good fights with Islam versus Moicano, Jamal Hill versus Yuri, and then Umar versus Merab. 317 had a few good ones as well. Oliveira versus Ilya, Pantoja versus Kai Kara France, and Royval versus Van. Whitaker Abu Dhabi fight night had Whitaker versus RDR in a good fight, Shara Bullet versus Marc-Andre Barrial, and Peter Yan versus Marcus McGee. But 320 had the best main card of the year, hands down. There were no misses, 5 out of 5 amazing fights. In the first fight of the main card, Joe Pyfer beat Abus Magomedov via submission, which really surprised me. Not that Pyfer won, but how he won. I expect him to go out there and win via knockout or TKO with his monstrous right hand. But he went out there early, attempted the wrestling, ended up in bottom position where Magomedov's wrestling defense came in clutch. He put Pyfer in a scissor choke, a Kimura at one point, but Pyfer managed to last through the round. Came out in the second round, attempted another takedown, didn't work. Threw a overhand, knocked Magomedov down, and rather than follow with ground and pound, he submitted Magomedov, which really surprised me. I think it shows some versatility, and I'm excited to see which top 15 fighter he fights next. As hopefully a ranked fighter, I think that he deserves a ranked position at this point, a ranked fighter himself. He's showing great versatility. When he went out there, his previous 5 wins, 4 of which were via knockout, so it's nice to see that even though his wrestling isn't great, he is more versatile than we previously thought. For the second fight of the main card, we had Yusuf Zalal submit Josh Emmett via armbar in the first round. This did not surprise me at all. Even though he had no ranked wins, I predicted Zalal to win via submission. Josh Emmett, his wrestling defense isn't great. He's getting older as well. He's 40 years old. I mean, he's not moving the way that he should be, especially after getting dominated by Topuria. I don't see how anyone can recover from that at that age. Really not a whole lot to say about this fight. I mean, I am surprised Emmett didn't announce his retirement. I don't know what his plans are. Zalal, he's ranked 9. This is his first ranked win in the UFC. I'm curious to see who they give him next and how he progresses in the division if he does. He hasn't really had any real litmus test to see how capable he is as a fighter. I mean, all of his wins are either unranked fighters or a 40-year-old Josh Emmett, so I am curious to see who the UFC puts Zalal against next. For the third, and honestly my favorite fight of the main card, we had Khalil Roundtree versus Yuri Prochazka. Man, I picked Roundtree to win this one. I own my pick. I thought he would win the first 2 rounds. He was up, he was dominating Yuri, but Yuri did what he does best. His unorthodox fighting style just came into play. He knew he was down on points. He knew he needed that knockout or submission to win. Obviously, he wasn't going to get a submission, but he knew he needed to finish Roundtree to win. He did just that. He came out there, just put the pressure to Roundtree. The power of those body shots combined with Khalil's terrible gas tank just got it done, man. Shout out to both fighters. I'd love to see who Yuri fights next. He called for Pereira, I believe. I don't think the UFC will book that trilogy, at least not now. I think he called for Ankalaev as well. Maybe they'll see who gets the title shot. Maybe he fights Olberg, who knows. No matter who he fights, I'm excited to see it. Roundtree, amazing job those first 2 rounds, but when you're a point fighter and you go out there and you dominate guys, first round, second round out of 3, or first 3 rounds out of 5, you know they're coming for that finish in round 5. They're going to put that pressure to you. You just have to have the cardio to duck and dodge. You have to smudge them against the fence. You have to do something, but Roundtree's wrestling and his cardio are just not what it should be for him as a point fighter. He was throwing some monstrous overhands. I thought a few of them might knock Yuri down, might put him away. They didn't. Props to Yuri. I would love to see who Roundtree fights next. I'm rooting for him. It was just an absolute war. Amazing fight. Great job to both fighters, man. Fourth fight of the main card and co-main event of the night, we had Merab versus Sandhagen. Merab went in there with a height and reach disadvantage. Stood tall and struck with Corey for a while. He looked good, to be honest with you. He At some point, I thought he might put Corey away, at least knock him down. He didn't, to Corey's credit, but Merab, when he inevitably resorted back to the wrestling, he just made Corey look silly. 3 takedowns in, he set the record for most takedowns in UFC history. He ended the fight 1 win away from tying Khabib's record of 21 takedowns in a single fight. At one point, man, I thought he was just making up takedowns, just button mashing for the love of the game, just trying new things out. In between rounds, Corey's corner was telling him, hey man, stand tall, you got this, you got this. He's out of breath, looks like he's knocking on death's door. Merab is just chilling. At the end of the fight, he's giving a 1,000-word speech, dancing. The guy's an absolute animal. Nobody stops him. His cardio is insane. His striking is good. His wrestling is the best. Nobody in the sport has nearly as much wrestling pressure except for Hamzat. I mean, I don't know who he fights next, whether it's Peter Yan, whether it's a rematch with Sandhagen, maybe it's a rematch with Umar. No matter who it is, I know he's going to win. To be honest with you, I don't want to see any of those fights. The only thing I want to see from Merab at this point, which I know he won't, which really sucks, would be for him to go up to featherweight and fight Volker, Evloev, or somebody in the division. If you did not have Merab as your bantamweight GOAT before last night, you have to have him there now, man. If not first, at least at the very worst, second best of all time. He just makes people look silly, man, and he does it with virtually no energy lost. He looks like he could run a marathon after this fight. Corey, I don't want to trash him too much. There was a moment in the 3rd, 4th rounds where he was standing tall, he was striking, but he just could not beat Merab. Nobody can. For the final fight of the night, in the main event, we had Alex Pereira dominate Ankalaev. There's really not much to say. The fight didn't even last a minute and a half of the first round. Pereira told Ankalaev, I'm not going back to that tire shop, and he kept his word. Became the first 3-time champ in UFC history. Went out there with a vengeance, man. Just got Ankalaev on the floor, ground and pound. Just wore him down. I'm legitimately surprised Herb Dean didn't stop in earlier. I mean, Ankalaev just balled up, didn't use his legs to create separation, didn't try to throw any sort of punch, just curled up, took it. Even after the fight ended, he stayed on the ground for a while. I mean, that punch from Pereira, that flush right hand to the temple, it was more than enough, man. We see why Alex Pereira is the GOAT of light heavyweight. He claims he was fighting at 40% the first time. We can't know if that's true, but put away Yuri Prohaska twice, put away Roundtree, put away Jamal Hill, put away Ankalaev, put away Izzy. Granted, that was in middleweight. This guy's unstoppable. I don't know who's next for him. I don't know if he moves up to heavyweight and fights Aspinall. I don't know if he fights Olberg. I don't know if he boxes Usyk, who said he wanted to box. I don't know what's next for Pereira, but I'm excited to see it. Fortunate to be here during his prime. Ankalaev, I think his next fight will be Yuri. I think that Olberg will get the title shot more than likely, and then Ankalaev will have to fight Yuri or Roundtree. I'm excited for either. Hopefully Ankalaev can get some wrestling game going, because a lot of strikers in light heavyweight right now, and he needs to improve his wrestling if he wants to stand out. All in all, this was an amazing card. This was an amazing night. I'm excited to see the matchups for these fighters in the future. We went 3 for 5 in picks. I had Roundtree beating Yuri, which did not happen, even though it was close. I thought by the end of the second round, I thought it was a lock. I thought it was over with. I thought I thought he would beat Pereira if I had to bet, but ultimately it was close. I was trying to fence it that one, but I called Ankalaev. I was wrong. Great fight, man. And the entire main card was amazing. The only non-finished fight was Merab versus Sandhagen, and that was still one of the more exciting fights of this card. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. if you had Pereira, if you had Ankalaev, if you had Yuri, Roundtree, whoever, let me know if you want to see a video predicting the next matchup for each fighter. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.